Hi everyone, this is Crafty Decoria and I hope everyone is doing great. Well, today I have a really fun video for myself, and I say that because one of the things that I love doing is taking things that are free, whether they're something that you've purchased, as the case is today, in the grocery store, and then you can use the packaging to make some decor piece for your home, or whether it's something that someone gives you. I really enjoy watching YouTube videos on trash to treasure, because I think it's so amazing how somebody can take someone else's trash and turn it to truly something that they can enjoy in their home that really does become a treasure. So today's DIY, I will be adding some Dollar Tree items to this, as I do like keeping it Dollar Tree. But I have 6 of these orange crates, and they are like the clementines, and I do like to keep these because I actually love making DIYs out of these, and you will see from time to time on my channel that I will share DIYs using these crates, because I just think they are absolutely amazing. And if you love the farmhouse style, then these would be right up your alley. So today I want to make a piece that I want to hang on my wall. So with these 6 crates, I've already gone ahead, taken out the little piece of paper that lays inside, and then any side pieces that had paper on them that I could tear off. Now the ends are a little bit more difficult because they are glued on, but I mean, if you really took your time, you could take them off, but I'm not going to do that. I'm simply just going to paint over it, and I think it'll work out just fine. So without further ado, if you care to see what decor piece I make using these crates and a few Dollar Tree items, then keep on watching. Okay, so to begin the DIY, I've taken my crates and I've laid them 3 on the top and 3 on the bottom. Now for this, I really wanted the size to be just a little bit bigger. 4 crates would have worked out great, but I only had 6 right now. The great thing about this though is that if I do get some more, then I can always just add on as I find them and make this as big as I want. So for now, I'm just going to take my hot glue and I'm going to go ahead and glue all the crates together. So I'll start by gluing these 3 together, and then separately I'll glue these 3 together, and then I'll glue them one on top of the other. Flipping all of the crates over, I've gone ahead and taken some of the Dollar Tree gigantic craft sticks, and I've just laid them along all of the seams where all the crates come together, where they've been glued together, and I'm going to glue those down just to give this piece extra reinforcement. Now these crates are not super heavy duty, they're very light, so any of the decor that I put on here is not going to be super heavy, but nevertheless, I still like to make the piece as strong and as sturdy as I can. So adding these gigantic craft sticks is going to do just that. Okay, so now that I have all of my 8 crates together, I'm so lucky to have found 2 more. If I could have, I actually would have liked another 4 to make it more square in shape, but this will work great. So now I'm gonna go ahead and paint all of the crates. And I'm gonna start with my burnt umber acrylic paint from the Dollar Tree. Okay, so moving on to the Dollar Tree items for this DIY, I decided to make a wreath to hang on the crate decor piece. So for my wreath, I have a metal wreath ring. I also have a large burner cover. I have a greenery or a few greenery bouquets. I was gonna pick up some more at the Dollar Tree, but I already had this one on hand. So I'm just trying to use up some of the items that I already have, especially if these items are still available at the Dollar Tree. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and use these. Now with this bouquet, I'm only using the leaves. So I've already gone ahead and cut some. So just the leaves, not the stems. I have some Chalk It Up chalk paint in black and some burlap ribbon. Also some magnetic buttons. Again, I already had some on hand, so I'm just using what I have. The ones that I have are 0.47 inches, but you could probably really just use any size. I think the larger the better. I wouldn't go for the teeny tiny magnetic buttons, but anything in between. So to begin the DIY, I'm going to start off by painting the inside of the burner cover with the Chalk It Up chalk paint. As that's drying, I'm going to go ahead and take my burlap ribbon and wrap the metal wreath ring. Now you can skip this step if you want. I just like the ring wrapped in the burlap. It makes it easier to work with when I'm gluing on my leaves. And I also think that the burner cover is going to adhere a lot nicer to the burlap ribbon and keep that burner cover in place on my wreath. So without further ado, let's jump into this tutorial of the wreath for my decor piece. I hope you enjoy. With the extra burlap that I had left over, I just cut off a little piece and I'm going to glue it over top of that jute twine just so that you don't see the glue. Even though it is in the back, I still always like to finish everything up so that it looks nice and tidy. Okay guys, so here is my free meets Dollar Tree wall decor crate shelf, and I absolutely love how this has turned out. So you can see that I've placed the Dollar Tree LED candles in each of the crates, and I just placed them on top of a mason jar lid to add a little bit of metal into this piece, and it goes along nicely with the inside of the wreath. So with the wreath, you could see as I was making it that I added the chalk paint so that if you wanted to leave a little message on there to really personalize it or stencil something in there, you could definitely do that. But you could also pick up the Dollar Tree metal letters, as they do carry them and change them out seasonally, which is another great way of using this if you don't have any stencils, if you don't have a printer, and if you're not all that great at freehand, then this is an amazing option. I simply took 2 of the magnetic buttons that I used for the wreath, and I placed it on the back of the metal words. I didn't have to glue it down, and then I just laid it on the burner cover, and voila, you have something that looks very, very professional and very cute. And again, as I said, it's awesome because the Dollar Tree has these for every season, so you can really change the piece up seasonally in that way. With the wreath, you saw that I took 8 leaves and I hot glued a magnetic button to the back of each of those leaves. I then took 8 magnetic buttons and glued it onto the wreath itself. This way, when I want to have a full green wreath, I just leave those leaves on, and when I want to change it out seasonally, I can purchase little Dollar Tree objects or decor. Again, they have so many cute smaller items. I just have to put a magnet on the back and I can decorate my wreath seasonally that way. As long as it's not too heavy, then that is an awesome option to use in changing this wreath out and having a fresh new look for every season. Okay, so here I just wanted to show you, I had 3 of these white roses. These are LED light up roses, and I had 3 in my room, so I just went ahead and changed them out for you to show you how awesome it would be to change this up seasonally. By adding other items, you are giving this a fresh new look every single time. So here I've removed one of the leaves, but I wanted to give you a few tips if this is something that you want to make for yourself that I learned as making this. So the first thing I would recommend is that you use a bigger magnet than the one that I used. So here I would get the largest magnet that you can, because with lighter items, like with just the leaf, this will stay on absolutely fine. But because these flowers are a little bit heavier, I find that they are sliding down a little bit. So the bigger the magnet, the better your item is going to stay on your wreath. Another thing that I would recommend is that instead of using the hot glue, I would use an E6000 glue or a super glue to keep your magnets adhered to the wreath and to the leaf, because these leaves here are glossy, and I find that when you go to pull it off, it only happened with one, but I went ahead and put extra glue to keep it on here, but I could just peel this off because it's not adhering to the leaf because of that glossy texture. So if you use E6000 glue, your magnet is going to stay in place much better than the hot glue. So just a couple tips again, if this is something that you want to make for yourself. So with the wreath, I simply just took some jute twine and I glued it to the back. I had a scrap piece of the burlap, so I covered up the glue and where I did glue it, just so that it gives it a nice finish in the back. I like to finish things off. And then with the whole crate itself, I just took some of the same jute twine and I made it double thick. And you can see in the crates there are holes. I just ran it through or threaded it through those holes and then triple knotted it in the back and then hung it up that way. I added a little bit of hot glue to the knot so that it doesn't unravel, and it was very simple to hang it up that way. I absolutely love these little crates. There's so many different things that you can do with them, and this piece is something that I definitely am going to enjoy in my bedroom. You can add more decor to this. You can add a garland at the top and have it draping down on each side. Really, you can do so many things. I just wanted to right now keep it very simple and plain and show you really how beautiful it looks with just very minimal things on the shelf. Of course, you could hang this the other way around and it would give you more surface on each crate to add little trinkets to it. I would recommend that if you are going to put a little bit of heavier things, I wouldn't put anything too heavy, but if you want to put something that has a little bit more weight, then when you are hanging this, you definitely want to add start your jute twine from here in the corner and then bring it all the way across so that you don't have a teeter-totter effect. I just started my jute twine here and went to here. So if I had to put anything on these crates, then it would tip if I don't have something on these two crates. So just to keep that in mind. Now with this wreath, I do have two other candles in behind there. So if you didn't want to use the oven burner and you just wanted it open, definitely you'd be able to see those two candles in the back as well, which would be really pretty. But either way, this was such an inexpensive piece to make and such a great size. At first, I was really hoping to find 4 more crates to add along the bottom here or along the top, because that would look really pretty with 4 candles here at the top to even it off. And I still will look out for some more crates in case I do want to add on to this, but that's the great thing. If you do end up coming across more and you want to add on, you definitely can very easily. But I actually like the size for the space on the wall, and I'm very, very pleased with how it turned out. Well guys, that'll do it for this DIY. I really hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Share the video if you can. It greatly helps my channel. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would absolutely love and appreciate it if you did. As always, you guys take care of yourselves, and I hope to catch you in my next video. Bye-bye.